Hello and welcome to episode 18. I'm JosephTheVoice. Welcome to JTV Entertainment. Today we're going to be hanging out, sitting down, and getting to know MizoreyRen, who just so happens to be one of my close friends I've gotten to know over these last few years. She's actually a partner of mine, and I guess we should maybe talk about that a little bit more and let you guys understand why she is a partner of mine, why I talk about her every so often, and why you guys need to know more about why I am sitting down and talking to her today. She's an amazing soul. She does some amazing work, and personally, I think you guys will love the information we're about to pull out of her. So, MizoreyRen, I have now known you for probably roughly about 3 years or so, I want to say.
3-4 years.
I met you at, I walked into a Halloween store one day looking for some props, and kind of met you there. And you ended up coming on down to Not Your Parents' Basement Gaming Lounge, hanging out with us. Having a good time. I got to meet your father, Gil, who's also an amazing person, and you guys just kind of melded into the family, became more one. I got to learn more about your artwork and all the cool things that you did, and we kind of started, what people don't understand is our partnership kind of started years ago. It's not like we kind of melded into more over the years, but years ago I was just the manager of Not Your Parents' Basement Gaming Lounge, and I saw somebody who wanted an opportunity. We worked with Dan and Christine over at Twin Dragon Games, amazing people, and over in their space, combined with what we had, we tried to have the one and all show of come for video games, come for board games, come for tabletop, a little bit of everything. But the one thing that I always wanted to add was a little bit more pizzazz to the place. You can't just have all these dull and dim walls and not have a little bit of color added to them. So as you can see kind of behind MizoreyRen right now, and I'll let her elaborate more on it, every single piece on her wall right there, right behind her, are ones that she has personally made herself. She has designed them, she has made them. What's really cool about the ones behind her is she personally got all of them signed by the people that she has created herself. So hey, tell them a little bit more about your work.
The thing I love about this wall is 2019 was the first year I started doing conventions, and that all of what's on the wall is from 2019. I was going to just expand throughout the entire room as I was getting more signatures. But with everything going on, cons are kind of canceled. So this is just to show the 1 year of being able to do my little trial run.
Hey, but in 1 year, you got a lot done, and I know even
yeah.
Not only did you get your own stuff signed, but I know even sometimes when you went out to these conventions, you'd get a friend, an extra signature or something like that, or you'd get to sit down and talk to one of the voice actors or something like that for a little while, and you make more of a personal connection with them. And I can heavily relate to that by a lot of what I do. When I first started, doing my stuff on Twitch, it's, I was hanging out with Al Green. I got to know him because of my relationship with, NYPB. And then we started rating other, NFL players or just other, sports athletes. And sports have been a huge part of my life. I worked with the Admirals for 5 years. I've been a coach. I've been an umpire. I've done all that different stuff. But you start to meet these people and you start to relate with them, and then you're like, hey, this is a really kind of normal person that just does some really awesome things. And you get to get to know them. Sometimes you get to talk to them. And I know you've even talked to me about some of the other stuff where you still have some of these strong connections with some of these people as well. So tell them a little bit about some of your experiences.
Okay. So I don't know which one to start off with. I started going to conventions when I was roughly about 10. I didn't really start paying attention to the voice actors till I think I was 13. One of the first voice actors I can remember meeting was Chris Abbott. At that time, I didn't know what he did, so to my knowledge, she's okay, he has a cool hat. And literally when I did see him, I'm like, oh, you got a cool hat. For those who don't know about Chris Abbott, he does voices like All Might, Vegeta. He does a lot of shonen stuff. The last convention that I did get to go as an artist was GalaxyCon. Both Chris Abbott and Sean Schemmel were there. So, I don't know if you can see the Gogeta print there. It is both Vegeta and Goku on there with their combination form. And I got both of them to sign that print. And they both have their own copies. One of my
Look at the excitement, people. I'm loving it.
My favorite part is Chris Abbott. He has the ability to build someone up or just completely cancel them or just knock them out. he demanded to see me, and I was like, okay. And when he did demand me to see me, he had me cut in front of like the normal line and the VIP section, which this line is several hundred people long, and it's
So
like,
she's an
are
MVP.
you sure?
She's not VIP. She's not special. She is MVP product right here.
Yeah, and he spent like a good 10-15 minutes with me. He's like doodling on the picture. He's signing like the playmats, and he's like, "Hey, you want some selfies?" And it's like, sure.
That's beautiful.
And then he just like, "Here, like record me as we're doing this." And I was like, "Really?" And pop culture cons are different from anime conventions, where pop culture con you have to pay for the signature, you gotta pay for any audio. Every picture you take.
And he's just giving it to you.
Yeah. And I walk away with like $300 worth of stuff and a lifetime story that's gonna stick with me.
Yeah, it's not even about the dollar amount, it's about the overall experience.
No.
Like, they brought you in, like, you know the worth of what it all was, but like at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's like you come in and they're treating you like your family. Like, you've never met them. You don't really know who they are. You've admired them from a distance with all the work that they've done, and all of a sudden they're like, I admire you. Come on in. And it's really cool. It really is.
And it's just with the fact that the past day and a half at that convention, he just kept seeing my work come through between the Gogeta and my My Hero Academia design. That just kept going through. So that's like, he needed to meet me. I was like, uh-oh.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. But be able to like make that type of connection through your passion and through the work that you do is, I can honestly say, probably one of the most amazing things that you can do, because it's your personal touch. It's you. Like, they don't want to see anybody else other than the creator, and to know that all came from you is really awesome. And I've admired your work for a long time, and we've worked together and done some concept ideas and stuff. And in the future, I guarantee we'll do some more as well. Obviously, you help out with a lot of my merchandise, and you help out with like getting me my mask, helping me keep a year-round store. Obviously, I do some stuff on the side with like All-Star Sportswear and stuff like that. We get some of the more unique, like special design products. But, you know, all the other stuff that I get done for the most part, all like the regular year-round kind of stuff, all comes from MizoreyRen and her just kind of helping out and making it, you know, more of an opportunity for me to just keep things, you know, readily available. So I definitely thank you for that. And
I'm glad to help.
I'm really excited too, because I know you've been kind of building out more yourself, not only as just like an artist, but you've also been getting more into like content creation and things like that as well. Like, you've been streaming more and you've been getting more into the mix, and now you have some cool things coming up yourself. Do you want to tell them about that?
Yes. So it has been about 3 years since I actually sold my first piece of art on and to celebrate that, on April 26th, I want to do a anniversary stream. So I want to play a lot of community games with you guys. So like Jackbox game, maybe get some Phasmophobia going on, and then later on I want to just do some kind of like chill games. So maybe we'll play some Story of Seasons or Stardew Valley and just kind of relax after like the hype.
There we go. Maybe get some Among Us in there. I know you love that.
Oh yes. So outside of playing with you, I've never actually played a game in.
Ooh.
I've only played on the phone, which it kept crashing because my phone's silly.
Well, it's on the Switch now, so.
Yes, and I don't know if I've told you, but I was actually able to save up to get my first gaming desktop.
Nice.
So I've been playing around with that for like the past 2 weeks, and it's been a fun thing.
That is beautiful.
I definitely am doing some giveaways during the stream, and I also have a giveaway going on right now. So all you have to do is subscribe to both. I keep messing it up.
It's all good.
Follow or subscribe on Twitch. Just take a picture of that, and then do the same on YouTube and comment it into Discord.
So go and check her out on her different social medias. Everything tagged under MizoreyRen. Definitely, like I said, doing a lot more to get herself out there in terms of her artwork, in terms of her as a content creator. But as we originally stated, and everyone already knows, we are here to ask the real questions of the day. We are here to get down to the grits and the grind and get to know more about the content creator, all the awesome things that you do, but even more so who you are and kind of what drives you as an individual. So let's start it out. You know, what is your greatest fear?
Greatest fear. Sorry.
She's
voice
scared
crack.
already. She's scared. She's talking to people.
Yeah, I am. I am a major introvert, and it's funny. I've been playing scary games now because I don't do that. I'm a scaredy cat. But my greatest fear would happen to be being left alone, being by myself. I can't. I struggle to imagine it. Like, I don't know. I don't want to be left behind, or
No, I honestly, I
it's
get
tricky
it.
thing. Like, I can't be in a room by myself or not too long, because I get like kind of panicky. I'm like, I need somebody here.
And I mean, sometimes just knowing you have an extra person around or something like that, just as comfortability is never a bad thing. People never really know the types of things that people like deal with or struggle with on a regular basis or anything like that, and definitely can relate to the idea of just not wanting to be alone. I mean, I personally do like my alone time a little bit more so because I'm always around people. Like, we're a little bit reversed. Like, I'm more of a complete extrovert as you're way more introverted. But I mean, sometimes just there's times where, you know, you're alone for too long and you're just like, man, you know, I want to hang out with somebody, I want to do something. And I mean, honestly, last year did a lot of that to me in particular. I can at least say that last year made me feel a little bit more introverted than I used to be. But I'm getting through it. I'm getting out more. I'm staying more active and things like that. So you can always fight against it and find ways to still keep yourself, you know, moving and stuff. So number 2, what surprises people about you, MizoreyRen? What's that wow factor?
So I would describe myself as like a chaotic neutral goblin. So one of the fun things is there's times where, depending on like the moment, you won't really be able to tell what I'm going to do. Like, we'll take Phasmophobia for example. I'll be like, nope, I'm staying in the van. I don't wanna see the ghosties. I don't like the dark. Or we're gonna be like, okay, Chris, where are you? I want to say a good example. I'm trying to remember if you were there for it or not. Down at NYPV, me and Evie were working on a puzzle.
Okay.
I know for sure Dan was there. He came over and he'd be like, it'd be a shame if I like took the box and dumped it onto the table. And so I took the box and I dumped it on the table. I'm like, you mean like this?
Hey, living life unpredictable when people think that you're going to be predictable is always good. It's always good to have that curveball, you know, in your repertoire to just throw people off every once in a while. So,
I mean, I found it as a good defense growing up.
So having that backdoor curveball is her surprise secret, guys. Don't mess with her, because she'll pull it out when you least expect it. So I know for you, you're kind of a big planner. Like, you sometimes plan a little bit more like in the more immediate, but I know more recently you've been planning out more in like the long run and how you can kind of expand and get yourself out there more and things like that. But what would you say in particular would be like, what's your plan in like the next 5 years in particular?
So for the next 5 years, pretending the whole COVID thing is going to get better. I want to start doing conventions more often. So like anime conventions, pop cons, comic cons. My goal back in 2019, beginning of 2020, was to try gain like a convention every single month.
Yeah.
If I can by then, I would like to have at least 2 cons per month.
That'd be awesome. And I know you do a really good job when you're at them too, because you're always like really interactive. You're wearing your costumes and you're just having a really fun time. And like you said, obviously you're making good connections with a lot of the people while you're there, whether it's the people buying your artwork or the other people who you're making the artwork of, and they're just admiring it. So yeah, definitely I would say getting out there more and just expanding more and all that is a definite great idea. And I can definitely see you blossoming some more, which I mean, a lot of you guys might not know this, but if you're in the Racine area and you guys ever want to check out MizoreyRen and the awesome work that she does, you can always go to the local farmers market on the weekends and check out all the awesome stuff that she does there. And every so often she's actually worked to get these mini cons put together or these mini events put together where we can start to pull in different draws throughout the community to just bring some more excitement and different levels of interest towards the facility that they're using, and just trying to bring more to the community in general so that, you know, we can keep on showing that outpouring love for, you know, one another and for the overall, you know, growth of people's small businesses. All right, so I know you already own your own. Oh, what were you going to say? Sorry.
I was going to say another place they can find me is at Twin Dragons, because I've been trying to go there about every other week now.
Okay.
I'm going to try going there more often.
Nice.
I kind of miss being able to go like Twin Dragons NYP every single week, but it's been really busy lately, so I haven't been able to do that.
I can definitely, I can relate to that one. I need to go and visit Dan and Christine myself. They are some wonderful people. I know my brother's been going down there, and he's recently just learned the Digimon trading card game. So yes. there's more of them coming out there, guys. All right, but I know you do own your own business, so maybe we can play this on the idea of maybe if you had a different business you could own. If you could own a different business, what would it be and why? Because currently you do own your own business. So, I mean, you can elaborate more on your own business if you would like, but I feel like we're kind of doing that in more of an outreach kind of manner right now already. So I think maybe thinking outside the box a little bit, and what would you do if you could own a different business?
I could own a different business. That's a tricky one. Because it's funny, because I didn't think I would go into art at all. I honestly thought I would go more into either like coding to game design, or I would have gone into like forensics or like
analytics, like analyzing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was actually gonna say you pay very fine attention to detail, so I could definitely see you being in those fields. Otherwise, I was gonna say I also know you've been working more to make like different like outfits and stuff like that. So I could also see you being like a costume designer or something like that.
Oh, so that's tricky. I never actually learned how to sew properly. I was supposed to learn how to sew from my grandmother, but she passed away the week she was going to teach me. So instead, I inherited all her sewing stuff, which that very unexpected way. And within a couple months, I'm like, okay, well, I was going to make a costume for this con. I'm going to try doing this anyways. And I'm not in the traditional sense at all. Like, I will take the material, I'll wrap it around my arm and be like, this fits. And then I'll try cutting it and sewing it. It's like, oh my gosh, it is crazy, but I've done some outfits.
Well, I mean, obviously if you had more time and you would invest in another business, I could see you taking your time to understand and learn how to sew a little bit, you know, more traditionally, and then take your time to understand all the rest of the stuff that goes into it. But I definitely see the passion that you do with all the different creations that you do, though.
Like, my attention's all over the place.
Hey, I love it though. Like, some of the best business minds put their minds in different areas and get their attention in multiple areas so that they can hopefully get one of the things to, you know, come to fruition. You know, if you put all your eggs in one basket, sometimes nothing's gonna hatch. You know, so all right, here's a good one. Tell me 3 things on your bucket list. This one's always fun. I've heard some really good ones from this one.
Like, what kind of things did you hear?
I've just heard people going to like the extremes of like what they would do in their life, of what they would reach to try to do. I've heard people just want to go and visit particular areas on like in the world. I've heard about people wanting to just do like different, just expanded things in their lives. And I mean, like, me personally, like, I mean, as I listen to more and more people's things, I mean, I personally, like, as I just think about more things, because I mean, a bucket list is an ever expanding list. So every time I come to this, it makes me think more and more about what I'd want to do. And I remember one time in my life, I'm not like the biggest partier, but I love music. And I've always wanted to go to like, and I don't even know how it would be for me because I don't really drink or party or anything like that. But I've always wanted to go to like one of those like really, really awesome like raves, like one of those like really like EDM, just like heavy music, like fun, like everybody's just out there enjoying themselves. And like I would really, I saw a festival one time that my buddy was showing me, He was like, dude, this looks really dope, man. And I was like, it does look really, really cool. It just looks like an experience, like something different. And for me, like, I want to go see more music. I want to go and adventure more. I want to get out more and just like live life more. But like, I do deal with health concerns that restrict me at times. So it's not always easy just to get out. Like, I had a friend the other week pretty much offer me the opportunity to go to Croatia. I just have to pay for my plane ticket there and back. Like, obviously I have to get my passport and all that together, but it's just like, I want to like live that experience, but at the same time, I'm like afraid because I'm like, not only am I going outside the US, but I'm going completely across seas. And the nice thing is I would be very close to like, you know, my original homeland, like of Austria, like where my family originated from and stuff like that. But it's just like, it's nerve-wracking. I don't like heights, being on a plane for that long, like, but just like thinking about it, the experience, like that's another thing. Just like, I want to go and I want to visit Europe at some point, and obviously like, Croatia is right there, but it's like, I'm still nervous to do it. Like, I got to get it together. Like, I think I got to start like meditating or something, just calm my body and my mind to understand that these things are okay. Like, these things are okay. You can get on a plane. Everybody's done it a million times. Just go and do it. Deep breaths. Don't freak out. But the thing is my body, for some reason, like, I was on vacation down in Florida one time and went to go on, like, it was the highest water slide. Like, it was like at the park. It was super, super high. And I'm going up and I'm going up and I'm going up. And all of a sudden, the higher I get up, the more and more my legs start to feel like rocks. But at the same time, as they feel like rocks, they feel like jello.
Yeah.
And my anxiety starts kicking in. And I literally looked at my friends and I was like, guys, I can't do this. Like, no, dude, it's only a couple more flights. So you can do it. I was like, no, guys, like, seriously, if I go up any higher, like, I feel like I might black out. Like, I gotta go back down. I can't do this. And like, for me, like, obviously you know me and you know, like, I do really well in a lot of situations, but it was that experience for me when I went up there that, and just thinking about it, I feel like I got anxiety just talking about it. Like, I don't want to be that high in the sky if I don't have to be. I like my feet being on the ground. I like feeling level. I like feeling grounded. I don't like that, you know, I don't like that. But back to the bucket list thing.
Yes.
All right, sorry, back to the bucket list thing.
Okay, I do want to either make a comic, like it could be a webtoon, or like a webtoon, a physical comic book, or even like a visual novel game at some point. Like, I want to do a collaboration with someone.
I want to do voiceover for it.
You want to do a voiceover for it?
My whole career started in voiceover, fun fact. That's how JosephTheVoice got started.
Okay. I thought you were like into music, or...
I was, but I would start doing voiceover stuff because I liked audio for video more so than I liked audio for music, so I started going with the alias. Well, it was Jose Elvos, but then it transitioned into JosephTheVoice.
Nice. I want to try going to like a PAX Con. So like either PAX East, PAX West, one of those. Because I've seen videos, I've never been to one. I've only been to the cons in like the Midwest area.
I'd really want to go to like an E3 or something like that, just like a huge gamer convention or something like that.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Or even like a Comic-Con just sounds like it'd be so fun, like dead serious.
I think you would really enjoy doing like an anime convention, especially since you said you want to try a rave. There are raves at a lot of the anime conventions. So like you got ASUN and Daishokan. Those are the only two that I've tried.
I love dressing up as Wario and Mario, but I got to start coming up with some more like intricate like costumes like throughout time.
We can put some like glow sticks around your wrist and then like you start dancing. Oh, we'll make a glow stick mustache.
Dead. I'm done. Yeah, but definitely, I definitely think I would dress up as Wario if I went to a rave, because why not?
Yeah.
I'm gonna end up, I'm telling you right now, in the next 6 months, I'm probably gonna have to get a new costume, because that thing, I wear it so often. I love it. I do.
Okay. What did I say? I said the story idea, the
PAX idea.
PAX. A third one. I would like to end up trying to I cosplay. I don't cosplay a lot, but I would like to try creating a costume that would win like in the top, like even like the top 3 or top 5 kind of award. Even if it was like a smaller convention, that seems like a fun goal. The first time I went on stage, I went as Zaya from League of Legends. Literally, that character was announced Wednesday of the convention. So I'm like, okay, by Friday, I'm making a full outfit with these 3 screenshots they've released. And later that Saturday on the weekend, they released her full model. So by the time I was able to get to the judges, I'm like, here's the model. This is what they had on Wednesday. This is what I made. And for that being a first time making a full dress and like ears that are about this long, and to have them moving in like an entire cape, that was like anxiety to be walking around like this, been like, do I look okay? Am I okay? And the people who played League knew exactly what I was doing, even though it was not a complete outfit. And when I got to the judges, they were impressed by this being my first shot trying to do something like that. It was also the first time for me to go on stage. And that was the most fearful thing for me. Like, in high school, we had our small acting classes for going on stage. I would normally just pour tears when they put me up there by myself. So to actually willingly go up there by myself was just no.
Hey.
I made it across. I threw the feathers like I was supposed to, but by the time I'm like, where's the stairs? Where's the floor?
You know, one of my biggest anxieties I had to overcome was growing up, and I mean, I still deal with it from time to time, but in high school in particular, I started doing solo ensemble and stuff like that, and I started doing acting and things like that, and I started to notice that, like, I didn't like being judged. Like, I don't like being judged, so putting yourself in front of these people that's exactly what they're doing, like solo ensemble, they're judging you. Like, that is literally what their job is, to judge you and tell you how well you did. It made me feel really just like nervous, because I was like, I don't like being judged. Like, I just don't like it. I don't like having all the pressure and eyes on me. But throughout the years, I've obviously been able to work through that, and I feel a lot more comfortable in front of a camera. I feel a lot more comfortable being in front of people. I mean, I still sometimes deal with, you know, some anxiety at times, and I notice it. Like, when I first met Ahmad Green, I was nervous. I was nervous. Like, shook his hand and all that. Like, because it's like, I've idolized, like, I've looked up to him and stuff like that for so many years. And then I get to meet him, and it's cool because, like, because I was able to keep my composure. And it was all my years of working with the Milwaukee Admirals, learning how to just meet celebrities and not freak out about it and stuff. And I met some really cool people even with them. Like, but just like learning how to do all that, when I finally met Ahmad Green, it was just really cool. I felt really at ease. But that was like the most like recognizable, more recent one that just kind of made me feel like a little kid again, where you're just like, oh man, I just feel nervous right now. And there was like a few times too where, like, when I was working with the Milwaukee Admirals, that happened. Because like growing up, I always watched wrestling and stuff like that a lot. And I actually, one time I got to escort one of the wrestlers, Matt Hardy, around for a little while. I got to meet like a bunch of cool wrestlers like DDP. I got to meet Mean Gene. So Mean Gene Okerlund is sitting on one end of the table, and Jake Snake is sitting on the other end of the table. And Jake Snake is a huge wrestler. Like, everybody knows who Jake the Snake is, and most people know who Mean Gene Okerlund is. But I go up to the table and I go, Jake the Snake. So, do you know who you're sitting across from right now? I said, you are sitting across from Mean Gene Okerlund. And he just started laughing, and Mean Gene got a good laugh out of it. And it was just really cool because, like, Mean Gene is a big announcer. Like, he's one of the biggest announcers in the history of, like, wrestling. And for me, I always liked announcers. I've always liked, like, Bruce Banner. Like, I've just always really liked announcers. Hence the reason why I like doing commentary and things like that. And I have my own, like, announcer voice when I talk and stuff. And I'm pretty sure you can tell, like, even as I'm doing, like, my interview with you, I have a different tone to my voice. I have a different, like, affliction to my voice as I'm talking, because it's a different, like, it's an experience. Like, I'm excited. Like, it's different for me. So you just got to get more involved with it. But I remember, you know, and I'm pretty sure even for you, like you said, when you met, you know, Chris, the voice actor for All Might, like, it was probably like just really emotional for you. It's just it's a rush of emotions, and sometimes it's kind of hard to keep it together. But then, like, you start to remember, like, these are normal people. Like, these they want you to make them feel like an equal. They don't want, a lot of times they don't want to feel like this huge big celebrity, because like then they don't feel like they can get that true relation with you. It's all about what have I done versus who am I. And I think that's one of the coolest things about it. So
it's interesting, like how when you meet them, you do get that feeling. But I still find it funny. So like, okay, Guardians of the Galaxy actors, I got to meet a couple of those, but I wasn't as scared to meet them as I was to like meet some of my the voice actors from anime. So I don't know if it's because I'm more of aware what they do in anime versus what the actors in Guardians of the Galaxy are.
I feel like it's a double layer of something where it's like, so like you're already nervous.
Like,
so like you're equally nervous to meet both of them, right? But you literally have seen the Guardians of the Galaxy people. Like you've visibly seen them. You know who they are. But these other people, like, even though you've heard their name a million times, that doesn't mean you've looked them up. That doesn't mean, like, you're looking for their photo.
Haven't seen them before.
So you have that extra layer of, like, you understand the mystery, what it's like to kind of just, like, be a little bit more behind the scene. And I think it's that same idea of, I think it makes you a little bit more nervous because you know, like, it's like, this is now them. It's not their identity. Like, this is them versus on screen. You know exactly who they are. Even if they have this, like, I'm Iron Man. Like, no, you're still so-and-so. Like, I know that because I've seen you in this movie, that movie, that movie. You've never seen these people's faces. You've only heard their voices. And you feel the rush of, like, I've heard you here. And it's like, now I get to see you. Like, oh, man, I get to see you now. And it's like, just me thinking about it, I get a little bit of goosebumps. You know, like... It's that extra layer of, like, mystery that I think is added to it that makes you maybe feel a little bit more nervous. At least that's how I would maybe take out of it. Because for me, I feel like when you get to see the face of the person who's been talking to you for years, whether it was them as Goku, whether it was them as All Might, you know, that's years apart. Yeah. That's years apart. But to you, now you get to see the face that has made you smile a million times over watching the shows. And it's, I don't know, I just feel like it's a little bit differently because there's that extra layer of just, like I said, mystery involved. So... All right, so this is a really, really good one. I actually really love asking people this question in particular because everyone has their own true definition of it. What is your personal definition of success?
To me, it is more so I tend to gamify things. Like you have a mission to do this, then you have a mission for this, and like you get like little rewards along the way. It is more of that feeling of you completed the goal you wanted to do and you feel happy with what you've done. So like if you had the choice to take route A or route B, and you know like route A would be the wiser decision, but route B is what's going to make you happier, go with route B. And as long as you just kind of do it and you feel satisfied with what you chose.
So more so about just finding more fulfillment and feeling like you're achieving the levels at which you want to take rather than getting forced into different situations that might make you feel more uncomfortable. And then you're backtracking a lot later trying to figure out who you are. Don't be afraid to find yourselves.
Yes. Make mistakes along the way. You need that.
Facts. All right, now here's another good one. If you retired tomorrow and wanted to start a wildly different second career, so like money's not an option, everything's kind of just taken care of, like you don't really got to worry, you can just kind of, here's what I want to do next, what would it be?
Like, I can do anything kind of thing, or yeah, I need to choose something else? No,
you've basically, you're done, you've taken the time in life to get done what you needed to, you saved up accordingly to be well off enough to where you can just take care of what you need to and have some fun in life now. What would you do?
I would definitely go into full-on mode of doing content creation, like doing a lot of video games. I probably doodle in like when I want to, not like when I have to kind of thing. I know I definitely would like open up a store just for like memes and silly stuff that happen. So like, if some silly quote happened in the game, just like take that quote, slap it onto like a product, and we're good.
Speaking of a silly product, I might have a conversation to have with you soon about a silly product that Canada keeps on pushing for me to try to make, so we'll see. We'll see. It would be a very, very limited time we would have it up in the store, I'm going to tell you that much, because I feel uncomfortable even putting it up to begin with. Canada.
I hope it's not the image that I'm thinking it is.
Raven?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not that exact image. It's been
Not that image.
not
okay.
that. So like it's been modified multiple times to the point where it's more family. It's not family friendly, to be honest with you, but it's not on that level. So like, it's definitely more of an adult variant type of item, but it's an adult item that we could put up in the store and not have to worry about getting in trouble for. So,
Okay.
oh man. All right. Well, no, I really like that though. Just kind of diving in deeper into like more of the ambitions that you have, but finding more ways to like dive into the other areas that you kind of don't get to get into as much. So all right, here's a good one. Who do you look up to the most in life, and what do you love most about the qualities of that person?
I'd have to say my mom. She is a very hardworking kind of person, so she doesn't let things stop her. And whenever I have an idea, and she's like, "Well, why aren't you doing your idea right now?" I was like, "Because I thought of it 2 seconds ago." And she's like, "Well, do it." I'm like, "Okay."
Wildly ambitious like your mother, I can see it.
Yeah, and I think that's where I get a lot of my impulsive like ideas from. Well, not where I think where I get it. I know where I get it from her.
I love it.
Just like thought of it. Let's do it.
Hey, nothing's wrong with like having impulsive reaction though. Like if you can think upon your actions, I mean, it's called business. It's called getting it done. And if you can find ways to cultivate it and turn it into a way of just, do it, boom, boom, boom. And like you do a lot of that with your artwork where you'll come up with a really good idea and then you'll run with it right away and it takes off. But I think like that's a good thing though about being an artist though, is you can like try a billion different things and feel okay failing. Like, all right, I'm gonna spend $20 to try this out. And it doesn't work. It's like, okay, it's not the end of the world. It's like you're a little hurt because you're like, man, I really would have thought this would have been cool. But then maybe it wasn't the right time, Maybe you're sitting on product for a little while, and then eventually you get rid of it because just, and I've seen those type of instances as well, so.
That's a lot.
I mean, I try to buy stuff all the time on, like Sticker Mule and stuff like that every time I see like random stuff. So like, I mean, I have so many stickers and stuff, like I love it. I mean, you've helped me kind of find some of these avenues to find more cool stuff like that too, so I really do appreciate that.
I can't tell you how often I'm like, oh, this is a great idea. I should get it. A year later, still has it. It's like, oh.
All right, so the last question, I think this is the good one, and I think a good way to send us out as well. What's one thing that people do not know about you? So what's the mystery behind MizoreyRen, huh?
It's tricky because I'm one of those people, if you ask me a question, I'm just going to answer it.
I was just waiting for you to go, surprise, this is me!
Me!
Nobody sees me!
Well, okay, so people can see me in person, like, at the market. They'll see me in person at, like, different stores or like, conventions. Like, this is me, I'm showing my face. I'm not wearing a lot of makeup when I'm in cosplay either. Like, there might be, like, small decals and that's it, but I mean, I guess with me being a VTuber, people don't normally see me. They see my little 3D model. I mean, I guess I could go with my name. People don't know how my name started. Back in, I think, middle school or high school, I actually used to have a very cold personality. Like, I'd shut people out and be like, nope, you stay your ground. You stay over there. And I was a very harsh gamer, so like I would take out my opponents right away. I wouldn't even give them time to play. It was like, oh, I was such a competitive little child, and now I'm like, here, have some flowers. Do you want to? I'm sorry. And so I tried finding a name that matches like cold, like because cold personality. And one of the things that stuck to me was misery. It was the word for like sleet. So like cold and harsh was to me a good thing. So I just tacked on a Y to play on my real name. And so I was like, okay, there's Misery. And then Ren was an extremely common name for Japanese, like both manga and anime. So Ren ended up being like more of like visually kind of like my persona, like with the brown hair, and usually wearing hoodies. So they're more of my visual of this is kind of my normal self versus Misery now is the pink and yellow, bubbly, mischievous. I'm gonna play and like play games and be silly.
There we go. I love it. I mean, I just learned some stuff there myself. I've been learning a whole bunch of stuff today. I mean, I definitely enjoy you taking the time to sit down and chat and just kind of get to know a little bit more about you. Do not forget to check her out on Twitch or YouTube or any of the different ventures that she dives into over the next few months. Check out her art. You can check her out at MizoreyRen.com.
Yes.
I also have artwork up on there as well. But yeah, definitely tell them about some other stuff that they can find from you.
Definitely MizoreyRen.com is where you want to go for any of my links. If you want to see my merchandise there, I have t-shirts, masks, quite a variety of things actually. But right now I've been trying to grow my Twitch and YouTube, and I just opened my TikTok again. So it's just like, I'm going to attempt that even though I'm not that great with phones.
Hey, I might be diving into TikTok myself soon, so I'm here for you.
Yes.
We'll get this done, nonetheless. But I appreciate you being here, MizoreyRen. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone else, for taking your time. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. See you later.
Bye.